Hey y'all, and welcome to the Birmingham real estate market update COVID-19 special. This is the 15th week of us going through and looking at what's happening in the Birmingham real estate market week by week and just checking on the inventory, checking on the number of closings. And so we're going to do that this week. We're going to look at what happened the previous week and compare that to the same week in the previous year. And then we're also going to look at the month of June and get our numbers, kind of preliminary numbers for the month of June, compare that to June of last year, and just see how we're looking with all this craziness going on. How's it affecting the real estate market? And then it's kind of a light week in terms of economic numbers and stimulus. We've got a little bit of positivity to share there. And let's get started. So my name is Rob.h.drum. I'm a real estate broker here in Birmingham, Alabama at eXp Realty. My contact information is in the description below. I'd love it if you'd reach out if you have anything real estate related questions or anything I can do for you. I'd be happy to help. So last week we had kind of a big surprise here. We had 749 closings versus 695 the same week the previous year. And I think that's the first time since in the 15 weeks I've been doing this that we've had more closings this year than the same period the previous year, and a pretty significant amount more. So that's really exciting, really good sign, I think. Personally, I had 5 closings during that period, and as we'll kind of see, two of those were supposed to happen way earlier, but coronavirus kind of delayed them, kicked them out 30 days, and COVID-19 related delays kind of pushed them into this period. And I think a couple agents I talked to had some closing from that should have closed sooner. So kind of knocking those out and came up with some really good numbers. Last week actually got revised. Once these numbers come in live, and they depend on when agents report their closings, which sometimes takes a couple days, sometimes even over a week. So when I went back and looked at the previous week, it got revised higher to 526 versus 538. So very strong there actually. And as far as inventory, we had a really significant drop here, about 140 less listings available for purchase on our MLS. That's a really significant drop, and just kind of a continuation of the trend we've been seeing. As far as contingent properties that are under contract to sell, we actually had kind of the first drop in a while in the number of properties that are waiting to be sold. I think there's 2 reasons for that. One is that we kind of cleared out a lot of properties that were waiting under contract, waiting to be sold. They got closed. And then also just the fact that there's so little available inventory on the market is going to eventually hit this number. So this number of properties under contract. So that's kind of a look at our market. A couple changes here in the last week, a couple things that maybe new trends or interesting to look at. Definitely, if you've got a property to sell, I'd love it if you'd reach out. All of us realtors are needing inventory for buyers, and there's just a lot of interest in purchasing right now, and not a lot of properties available. So we'll get into the June statistics for the month of June, and this will give us kind of a higher level picture. I like, with all this coronavirus stuff going on, looking at it week by week has been really great, really interesting. But getting kind of the bigger picture will sometimes tell you some different things, give you some different insights. So again, we're comparing last year to this year for the same period. So listings went from 2,706 to 2,497, down 7.72%. We had number of sales. This one was kind of a surprise. Also, I had to verify it because it didn't match up with what I was looking at weekly. So we actually were up 3.09% in terms of sold properties in June. And when I look, at these, we're running, below. But what I found out is that these numbers included a couple days on the end of the month. So I verified that those extra days kind of threw it off, and the 2032 is accurate. So we sold more properties this June than last June, which I think is positive, and it also kind of fits the narrative of like a bigger, like a heavier buying season, buying interest post coronavirus, because there's kind of pent up demand for properties. So hopefully that continues in July, and we see more sales in July than the previous July. Average sale price. This one had been kind of questionable the last couple of months. There were some things happening at the high end of the market, I think, that dragged the average sale price down, kind of distorting the market. That's hopefully starting to sort itself out. So average sale price is up 3.45%. Median sale price, I think, is really a more accurate representation of pricing in the market. And that went from 215,000 to 230,500, up 7.21%. And again, I think that kind of range is where we're really trending, which is very strong. List to sale, that's kind of an improvement over last year. Again, most properties are selling at or above list price. Days on market, this number, on average, it went up. I think part of that is probably coronavirus related. The median actually went down. So overall, really strong June, and a lot to be optimistic about. A lot of good things that I think are happening in our market, and you can see that in June. Hopefully that'll continue into July. And then on the economic front, yesterday we had a really big jobs report. It was actually record breaking. We added 4.8 million jobs, which is a great sign for the recovery, just the recovery that we have going on from the coronavirus shutdown and all the jobs that were lost. So unemployment's down to 11.1%. We obviously have a lot farther to go. There's a lot of people who lost their jobs and need to get jobs back. And I think what I'm hearing from government, our leadership, is that they fully recognize that, and that they're committed to making that happen and providing the stimulus and all the things. So there's a lot more that they're planning on doing, but this is a positive development. And then I just want to say happy birthday, America. My wife thinks that is a funny thing to say. So thank y'all for watching. I'd love if you would subscribe to my channel, and I will see y'all next week.